Here we are under the hood of the Humvee again. As you can see, I'm working on belts just like I did a few months ago, and the real kicker here is I blew a power steering belt. Now, I just replaced the generator belts, and unfortunately, as you can see, the power steering belts sit inside the generator belts, so I need to do the exact same process of loosening up the generator in order to get the belts around. And long story short, I should have just done both sets of belts at the same time. Here I am again repeating a lot of the same work I did the first time. Right now we have the generator loose and the belts slack, so we can slip the new belts around. And in order to replace the power steering belts, there's two more bolts we need to take loose. That bolt right there where the socket wrench is setting, and then you can see down there I have a socket hanging off the second bolt that needs to be loosened. Once those two bolts are loose, you should be able to loosen the power steering pump, and that'll allow you to slip the belts off. Now, a little eye should pop up on your screen which will explain the processes, and is a previous video to replacing the belts on the generator. A lot of the steps hold true, so we're going to skip a few steps here and just get down to changing the power steering belts. So now you can see we have the new belts on. We had to take the old belts loose. And then inside there you can see that fitting right there which runs your fan. That's your hydraulic clutch. You have to take that fitting loose and wrap each belt around each fan blade. Once they're around the fan blades, we could slip them around the generator belts and put them in place on the innermost part of the power or of the water pump and the crankcase. So here we are under the Humvee. As you can see, you can get a good view of the power steering pump. Now the first bolt you need to take loose is right there, and the second one is up behind there. It's accessible down here. It's a lot easier to get to from up on top. As you can see, you have two belts running around the power steering pump, and then down along the bottom of the engine there, and they loop back up around the fan and back to the power steering pump. Now here's a view on top which will give you a better view of that second bolt. Where I zoomed in, you may confuse it for a bracket bolt. Rest assured, you don't want to take the bracket loose, but you want to take that pivot bolt off right there, or take it loose, not out. And that way, once that bottom one and this top one right here is loose, you can manipulate the power steering enough to get the belt around. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful and helpful. I'll provide links to any parts or tools that I used down in the description. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That way you'll stay up to date on all the latest videos that we're coming up with. Fixes, tips, and tricks for your M998 or Humvee.